Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Danny. If you're into romantasy, specifically fairycore, but not limited to, dark romance, essentially anything you wouldn't want your mom to read, welcome to my smutty little book club. Here I will be spilling the tea on all my books. So here we go, let's get started. By the way, I'm drinking peppermint tea that my mom got me. It's fantastic. It's organic. And you can tell. I know that sounds silly, but I'm quite a tea guru, and that's what I'm sipping on right now. So thank you, Mom, for my organic peppermint tea to help with my tummy troubles. Anyway, today, the first book in the Smutty Little Book Club is gonna be Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. She got tabbies. You see these bad boys? ASMR. This was a really, really good book. I was expecting it to be a little saucier, but it's a slow burn. And sometimes those are even better, you know what I mean? So the book one is a slow burn, but it's worth it. And the world that she paints is beautiful. It was also the first book that I annotated, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've never been an annotator. I've never really done anything like that. And it's funny because I love quotes and I just never wanted to take the time while I was reading. But I will tell you exactly what got me to annotate this book. It's on the back cover. And it's the quote. You know how some authors leave a nice little quote to get you to suck you in? Oh, let me read it for you. I think I fear my own death, he whispered in my ear. Every day I draw breath is as much a curse as a gift. If you're the way my fate finally catches up to me, I can't fathom a more beautiful end. I said, oh sis, excuse me? Okay, I'm in. You wrote me in, so I got some tabs. And even if you don't want to annotate, that's totally fine. But I just wanted to let you guys know. I don't want to say it's like other books, but there is that enemies to lovers trope, and I just feel like it's such a classic trope. And I don't care how many times I read it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The main character's name is Diem, and she's a nurse and a healer. There are two, I kind of want to say class systems in a way. Essentially, there's like two cities. There's the city within a city, which is like uber wealthy and, you know, abilities, all of that. They're called the Descended, meaning that they descend from gods. And then the lower class is basically just humans. So they're this outside city. I guess you could say the enemy to eventual lover, which I don't know when that's gonna be. His name is Luther. He is the one that said this bold but sensuous statement. He is really like, for the most part, in this first book at least, I don't know where he goes from here, but he's kind of like a stick in the mud a little bit. Like, he likes his titles. He likes things orderly. He is very much cut and dry, like, I like things the way that they should be. And he's also the prince in line for the throne. And you might ask, well, how do they come in contact with each other in the first place? I'll tell you. She is a badass working woman with skills, you know? That's where the book starts out. She's just used to working with her mom and being a healer in the healing center, until one day she sees her mom arguing with somebody. And he kind of looks like a Descended. But so Diem's like, I'm gonna overhear their conversation and hide myself. It gets heated. The conversation, it gets heated, but she can't necessarily tell what they're talking about. That same day, her mom goes missing. And weeks turn to months. DM doesn't think her mom's coming back. So she still works at the healing center. She ends up going into the kingdom because her mom used to treat the king. That job is open. And she goes, okay, well, I got to uphold some deals and contracts made that my mom made. I'm going to the palace in her place. And that's where the plot thickens. I'm not going to tell you further detail on that, but I will say her and Luther, they clash because he is not morally gray, which is a shame at this point in time. But I have faith that he will be, as we all do with our book boyfriends. Luther's definitely in my book boyfriend pile. If anyone else has read this book, you let me know. And I know that's hilarious because I just spent 5 minutes talking about how he was a bit of a stick in the mud. But it's the way he's a stick in the mud, like confidently. And I'm like, okay, all right, you like rules. You like rules, do you? I'll follow. I just wanted to draw some attention to how beautiful her writing is. I feel like there's just really good advice in here as far as like just being an individual, being a woman specifically. And I'm going to tell you why, because I really want to just read you this little line. I'm not going to tell you the preface in which she said this, but whoever needs to hear this piece of advice, listen to this. Whatever you do or don't do, sweetheart, do it for yourself. Don't choose a mediocre life for a mediocre man. Go be exceptional. The whole book is filled with like little gems like that. Overall, I would rate this like a 7 out of 10. And the only reason that it's not higher is because I wanted the spice a little earlier, just that, which it's also a slow burn. So that's the whole point. I have the feeling that it's one of those book series that it just gets increasingly better. Kind of like, well, I'm not going to say the one series that all got us into romantasy, but you know what series I'm talking about. That one got better as it went along, and it started off so strong. It was such a good book from the get, and then every book afterwards just got even more intense. So I feel like this is another one of those, but this book is really just for all my romantasy lovers. But it is very much, I heard this the other day and I felt like it was a perfect explanation. So a lot of the times in romantasy, the romance is the plot line, if that makes sense. So everything that happens in that story is there to aid the romance plot. However, there are other romantasy books in which there is a plot line that goes throughout the story, and in congruence, I think that's the right word, with the story, there is also another romance plot line happening. And it doesn't necessarily affect one another. So it's just like a peanut butter and jelly situation. I feel like at least in this book, I don't know if it will change, because sometimes it could change, but this book is definitely there are two plot lines. It stays on that main plot line, and I think it's because it really is building up everything. And that's why I think that's my predictions. I also wanted to add in what I really loved about this book, the aesthetic. That is one thing I forgot to mention. It's woodsy. It feels like I'm in the woodlands. The whole entire book, for some reason in my brain, was just it in a golden hour preset, tinted. I mean, even the cover, that really drew me in. And I read the back of it, the little excerpt on it, and I was instantly with my TBR. I hope you enjoyed this review today. If there are any things that you felt like I should have covered about the book, please let me know that as well. I am just starting this series out, and I want to give you guys the information that you're looking for. So let me know if there's anything else that you wanted to know. If you have read this book, please let me know what you thought in the comments. Also, if you'd like to be a part of my smutty little book club, please hit the subscribe. I would love it. I'm trying to build a community of book clubbers, okay? That's funny. It's like book lovers, book clubbers. That's the tea.